What's going on, guys? I did a tutorial on how to do the PS5 controller customization without using paint, and this time I'm going to show you guys how to customize the PS4 controller without using paint as well. Let me show you guys what I got this time. Got some more tools again from Extreme Rate, which I'm not going to use. Got a nice little pouch, and inside we have interchangeable thumbsticks. We have different thumbsticks with grip and rounded. Here's how you put your thumbstick in. You just align these parts together and it should go inside like that. And here's the other one. This one's a lower height than the other one. I got two more boxes from Extreme Rate. Let's check it out. This is a clear transparent housing shelf for the PS4 controller. And here are all the buttons that we're gonna need to replace everything from the original. Box number 2. Got a little screwdriver, prying tool, and some extra screws. This is also a transparent one, but it's called foggy transparent because it's not completely clear like the other one. Before I start the tutorial, I just want to show you guys this new mat that I got. I finally have a nice surface that I can work on. There's little compartments you can open up here and a bunch of little sections so you can separate your parts and everything else. It also has magnets here, and right here. It also came packaged with all of these tools right here. You can see a bunch of different screwdrivers, prying tools, got a tweezer right there and a blade. There's these little holes right here. You could actually just put them in right here. Look at that. They all just stay in place right there. Alright, time to start the tutorial. First thing, make sure you got your screwdriver. Turn your controller around. You're gonna see 4 screws. Take those out. To open up the controller, usually you can just pull like this. Same with the other side. It's mainly here where it gets stuck. Just pull up. But be careful since you can see how there's a wire attached right there. Since this controller has been opened up before, that's why it was easy. All you have to do, use your prying tool. And you would just dig in there. Pushing and pulling. And you would do the same thing on the other side. To disconnect your back shell, you can just move the battery over. And then that cable right here, you can use your fingers or whatever you're comfortable with to remove it. And then you can just pull up and it'll come out that easily. And just make sure you always grab it from this blue part, not from here. It's a lot more delicate there. And that's your back shell. Alright, since we got the back shell off, we're gonna transfer all the parts to this one. First thing you want to do is this white part right here on the right side. You can lift up, then pull towards your right, and that'll come out. The next part is this transparent part. This thing sticks to the controller. You can just lift up and it'll come off along with the whole thing. Next is the part where your light bar shows, which is this. It'll come off easily as well. And the last part is this little screwdriver right here. All you gotta do is unscrew it and this whole thing will come out. When you're gonna take it out, just be careful. Make sure you're pulling slowly towards you, especially because there's tape holding it down. And there you go. Now we can transfer everything else over to the new one. Same way you took it apart, you'll put it back in. You can align the holes with that. Make sure your tape is sticking right there. If you feel like you got it in right, it's not moving off, check the USB port and it should be good. Then you just gotta screw it back down. Next, grab the part for your light bar. Let's put it in. This part right here is gonna go facing outwards. That won't stay completely in yet. Next is the transparent piece. This right here, you're gonna move it in to this little part. You could just slide it in there and then stick this back down. The last piece is the white one. This little part right here, you're gonna slide the left side of the white bar in there, and then for the right side you can just push down. There you go. Your back shell is complete. We can now move on to doing the front shell. move your battery aside. I'm gonna use my fingers for this, but use anything else you're comfortable with, and you can disconnect the battery. You can see the separation. Make sure you grab it from this part right here. Then you can wiggle it little by little and it'll come off. You don't need too much strength, just slowly wiggle it out. You have one screw right here. What you gotta do is take that out, take the battery holder off, remove it. You have another flex cable right here. Grab it from the little part that can stick out and then just pull out. This whole back piece can come off along with the board. You just have to watch out for this. There's a gap or a hole there. That's where the wire needs to safely go through. So don't pull too hard and make sure you're watching where that wire is. So now right side, push up to take this out. Same thing with the other side. Once that's done, you can grab it around the middle part and just slowly pull up until it comes out. That wire is safely intact. I'm gonna remove everything from the front shell now. Buttons, touchpad, and pads. To remove your touchpad, you can go on this side, push up, it'll turn, and then it's free. Now I can grab my new foggy transparent front shell. You can just grab all your new buttons if you're gonna put new ones, and install everything, pads and buttons. You can easily align them to the control here. Find that big gap, and it'll go right in. For the pads, you can see there's 4 holes. You just have to put them in right here on all 4. I forgot to mention, make sure that this flat surface right here is facing towards you when you're putting them in. Also, depending on the controller you have, options and sharing buttons won't be able to get replaced. So unfortunately for this Pro controller, I can't replace these. I want to explain why the sharing and options buttons can't be replaced. It's because they're actually attached to this black part right here, this whole board. Next part we're moving on to is the touchpad, and for any beginners, if you're gonna try this, I just want you to know, even though it may look tough, just try it. Don't feel discouraged. I'm gonna try my best to explain it so that nobody has to feel scared about customizing the PS4 controller. First thing you want to do, right here on the side, you can see this little part sticking out. You can just push in, then lift up. You can see that your wire is there. You're gonna have a gap where it can come out through. Just make sure you're keeping track of that wire and pull it through. That piece is out. For this part, the green board here is supposed to come out. I already did it off camera. I used a blow dryer. You can also use a heat gun. You need to apply heat so that the glue can loosen up, so that this part can start to lift up. You're supposed to use a prying tool or anything you feel comfortable with. Since I did it off camera, I just want to show a quick demonstration. And I like to use this front part so that your fingers aren't getting burnt. You're gonna turn your blow dryer on hot. That's what I do. I put it on high as well so that the process can go faster. You can put it on low if you want, but I prefer high. Once you turn it on, you're gonna want to just apply heat right here. Have it for like a good, maybe a minute should be good enough. But basically, once you feel that this is hot, you should be good to go. You could also turn it around and apply a bit of heat right there. When you do feel like it has enough heat, what I use is this one. So you can see it's metal. Probably not the best idea, but I did it as softly as I could. If the glue is loose enough, you can end up getting under it like that. See how it's lifting? Just stay at the edge. If you have a corner lifting up, just take this out. Then you can use maybe like a plastic prying tool like this one right here. Then go back in there. Move from the corner towards the middle. Slowly do it. Try not to rush it, because you could end up breaking the board. Keep moving towards the other corner while you're lifting up. Then you could always go back and forth. If you're able to put your finger here to grab grip, do that. Then move back to the other corner, lifting up. So while you're lifting up now with your tool, you can do it with your finger as well. And slowly lift up, and the whole board will come off. So then this is the part where you can see the glue. It's pretty easy assembling it on your new touchpad. Put your board in there. It's already gonna be able to stick good enough. You can always reapply heat if you want it to stick better, but from here, it's already good. Now you'll grab the other black piece. Make sure your cable goes through. And then you're just gonna hear a click. Touchpad fully assembled. Now that you got your new touchpad installed, this part right here, you want to make sure it goes in like this. You can hold it from the other side, from the top part, and then let it kind of fall down. Set it up, and there we go. Make sure this cable is in. Now we're gonna change the thumbsticks. Just lift up and it's out. I'm gonna grab my new interchangeable thumbsticks, and this is pretty easy. You can see you just gotta line these up properly and just push in. Make sure they're clicking properly. Next is R1, L1 buttons. Grab it from both ends. Then you can also use your thumb here and push up. Now you can grab your new buttons. These parts right here are gonna go right in there. Now we got R2, L2 buttons. You're gonna push down a bit so that this doesn't get stuck. And when it's pushed down, you can push one of these ends to the side and that'll come out. Also keep track of your spring right here. Grab your new trigger. Make sure this goes in right there. This little part right here is gonna push your spring in. When you got that done, you just gotta push it down. Always test out your buttons before you close your controller. Next step, make sure your cable right here for the touchpad is straight. If you see it's bending, you can always just bend it the other way so you can kind of straighten it up a little more. You're gonna grab your whole board right here. See that hole or gap? You're gonna put your cable through there. And then if you feel like it gets stuck, it's probably because of the thumbsticks. You can just push those in. Cable's in, thumbsticks are in. These parts, just make sure you push down. Now your touchpad cable, reconnect it right here. They have lines right here to indicate that it's fully in. You could always push in a little more if you're not sure. We can put in our battery holder. Grab the screw for your battery holder. Now you're gonna reconnect your battery. Before you put it back on the holder, just move it to the side. Grab your new shell. You gotta connect this wire back. Be very careful. You don't want to ruin those little gold pins right there. You can move your battery back in place. And make sure those wires are in there. That's what that little piece is there for, so that it can hold the wires. Closing it is easy. The transparent part from the light bar piece, it's gonna go through the black board right here. You can see how it's open. You just gotta make sure that it goes in there. Once that's done, you can just press down on your controller, give it a few clicks, make sure everything's good. There's only one more step left, and that's installing the thumbsticks. Man, that's a beautiful controller. And the back looks very nice too. I always like transparent controllers. I always liked seeing the inside of like electronics, so this is freaking cool. Well guys, let me know your thoughts on the comment section, what you thought about the tutorial, and also what you think of this full transparent PS4 controller. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be back with another one soon.